we shared the information very quickly with the police. I mean, they'd been involved from the January, so they'd read all the information in the foster parents' diaries about what the children had said. So they'd seen the indicators that we'd missed as well. And then we said, look, this is what the children are saying. This is very clearly describing ceremonies in which children are abused. And they immediately said, there is no witchcraft in Nottingham. I don't want to hear about this. You'll lose the case for us. Just concentrate on the sexual abuse. We don't want to know about anything else. And they were scathing of the judgment. They dealt with myself and the team in a manner that was surprising. They said that they would discredit us personally and professionally if we continued with this. And on one occasion, at the end of March or April 1988, I was asked to go and meet with the police at Radford Road Police Station. And I met there with the superintendent and 2 other officers and was told that I couldn't leave that room until I agreed with them that there was no witchcraft.
We talked in 2 other interviews before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was what you told me the truth?
Yeah.
So all about the stuff about the babies,
Yeah.
and the church and all that?
No, the babies, the baby here, no, well there is some of the babies killed, yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, but not much, not every single day, like, killed, no, not like that.
Okay. Because I heard you watched the film Zorro, is that right?
Yeah.
And there was someone killed with it there, weren't they? And because the way it sounded to me similar to the way you told me about the babies, and that's why I was a bit wondering, are babies actually killed?
Yeah.
Or is it something that you've been made to say?
Yeah, it's something I've been made to say.
So are babies being killed?
No, not much, but there is, yeah. But not much.
By who?
By my dad, not much.
And that I wasn't to write anything else down that the children said.
9 people were jailed in the criminal trial in January 1989. Although it was Britain's biggest child abuse trial, it was all kept in the family. But the children's information was corroborated. There were other people and places.
Tell us what happened at the house on the hill.
We'd have parties with a table, and it used to have a red cloth on it, and candlesticks, and a goblet, and then they'd cut whatever it was up.
What do you mean, whatever it was?
Well, it all depends. If it was a certain day in the month, it would be an animal, and other times it would be children. And then if they died, the men used to go and dig out the graves in the graveyard across the back. Put the body in a black bag and dump it in the graveyard, and just recover it.
Whereabouts in the graveyard?
On top of other people's graves.
When Mary Midgley met the foster parents, she was doing what the inquiry itself didn't do. It never, despite their invitations, met with these women.
It was just terrific. Although you are experienced foster parents who have had some pretty awkward kids previously, nothing like this had come your way.
Well, we didn't know anything about witchcraft or
Who
whatever.
does?
Well,
Yes.
I don't know, but we certainly didn't. We sure do now, but...
It wasn't your scene.
No, not really.
Indeed.
Several children told their foster mothers there were tunnels in this cemetery. The police and the inquiry said that's wrong. There aren't any.
I'd never been to the cemetery before, and when we got there and went through the gates, she just seemed to know the way, and I just followed her and let her go, see where she took me. And she just eventually took me round right across the other side of the cemetery and up a small path, and then we seemed to come to this great big well, what looked like a coliseum type place, really, is the only way I can describe it.
Several children have talked about this place with terror. They say that adults took them into tunnels, made them take their clothes off, and then did horrible things to them. The children have provided a cool, clear chronicle of ceremonies that were about sacrifice, sexual abuse, power, and children's pain. The police say they've investigated all the locations and found nothing. Well, the children pointed the way, and the police seemed unable or unwilling to follow them.
And what about, you told me about obviously the swimming pool, you told me lots of people in these disabled toilets, and they've done stuff with you.
That's true. This is true, yeah.
It's true. And have you ever been to Mr. Mulling's house, have you?
Holling.
Mr.
No,
Holling's
no,
house.
Mullings, it's Hollings.
Have you ever been to Mr.
Yes,
Holling's house?
yeah. It's number 5, and it's number 4. No, it's number 10, and it's from how is it called? Highgate Road.
Okay. Well, we went to 10 Highgate Road, remember, and it was a block of flats, wasn't it? Remember?
Yeah.
And the stuff with plastic willies, how did you find out about plastic willies? Who told you about plastic willies?
No, nobody. That's true.
It's true.